Okay, maybe this isn't the smartest thing I've ever done, but you clicked on this video, so that's something. You might be familiar with Halo 2 and its legendary difficulty. It's pretty famous for being, well, difficult. Extremely difficult. But what if we made it worse? How can we do that? Well, I'm not doing lasso, alright? I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm not doing that. I don't have the patience or fortitude or skills. What if the challenge was a bit more artificial? If I limited myself from doing something? So, you might be familiar with the Jackal sniper, right? The hardest enemy in the game, supposedly, because of their insane accuracy and reaction times. But what if I couldn't kill them? What if I had to beat Halo 2 while legendary without killing a single Jackal sniper? Let's start off with the rules. Number 1, I have to play on legendary difficulty. It's kind of a given. Number 2, I am not allowed to in any way kill Jackal snipers. This does extend to regular Jackals as well. However, there is a huge ass star thing next to that. I don't know what it's called. Asterisk? Yeah. And number 3, any glitches are allowed. Pretty much just, make things easier. I'm already playing a hard game on the hardest difficulty. I have to have something. And finally, I'm allowed to skip missions which don't include any Jackal snipers at all. This is just to speed up the process, as playing the whole Halo 2 Legendary experience might be a little mentally draining. So we begin on Heretic. Oh, that's a cutscene. We begin on the... Oh, that's a tutorial mission. And this has no Jackals whatsoever. Okay. That's 3/15ths down. Alright, not bad. Let's go, Greg. The challenge really begins in Outskirts, and this one is super easy. You travel the rooftops, make to the beach, grab a ghost, fly past everything in the tunnels, then get obliterated by a friendly hog for no reason. Then you get out of the tunnels, and just like that, it's done. Only took me 14 minutes to get through. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention earlier, but if an ally kills a Jackal, perfectly fine. As long as I'm not responsible, my hands are clean. Metropolis. Now, this started very easily. I'm in a tank and there are 0 Jackals, so I can let loose and destroy everything I see. For some reason, this Phantom lags behind and doesn't join the rest of his friends, and he kills half of my Marines. I'm sure this won't have a massive negative impact later down the line. Alright, we made it into the tunnels, and the shotgun lady's already dead. This was before we even made it into the Hell Tunnel. Yeah, I have exactly 2 Marines. This tunnel takes 20 minutes to get through. So, off the bat, this Marine gets killed pretty quickly. So the last survivor has to get babysat, and he's the only one allowed to kill the snipers, so it takes many tries of swapping rifles and rockets, killing whatever isn't a Jackal, just trying to stay alive. We make it to the end of the tunnel, but there's no point because there's a single sniper at the end. Alright, so there's a single lone Jackal at the end of it. I can get past this, right? Well, I try and use this box as cover, and I punch it forward slowly. For some reason, I then use the box to kill him, very clearly violating the most important rule. This doesn't matter, because this run ends in a death loop. Yeah, I have to restart the whole level. So I restart, and this time, I make sure to save my Marines. We get through the tunnel much easier this time, and I end up with 2 remaining Marines. The big open area is next, and wow. It took quite a few tries and quite a few different tactics. But finally, I get through it with this run with Stacker and Warthog. Rest in peace, you 2 Marines. You made this possible. Me and Stacker then get revenge by blowing them all up with a Gauss Hog. See, it's fine when he does it because he's not me. He doesn't have the same rule set, so Stacker lets loose and uses the insanely fast-firing Gauss Hog turret. I make it through the rest of the mission pretty easy after that. We make it to the checkpoint and finally face down with the Scarab. There's a few Jackals on the Scarab that I have to deal with. Well, more specifically, I let my allies deal with it, since I gave this guy a rocket launcher. Eventually everything dies, I hop back on the Scarab and I take it down. Well, that mission took 2 hours. Oh, okay, well, at least I can skip the first Arbiter levels. That means I'm already 7/15ths done. About halfway. Next is Delta Halo. I can't keep forgiving these birds. Well, Delta Halo was actually one of the easier missions. I used the speedrunning strat of just running away. I get in a ghost and fly over the hills, because, yeah, you can do that. See, this worked perfectly. I was able to get to the end of this level without seeing a single Jackal sniper. That's a lie. Uh-oh. Where's everybody? Well, turns out I missed a vital loading zone, which means that the rest of the mission just did not load. Yeah, I have to restart. I go back, get the ghost, I hit the load zone, I get out of there and complete the mission. Could not have done it without Naked Eli. Alright, finally on to regret. Wow. You start off in an arena, which is very hard to just exit. You have to fight through all of these elites, who are now using carbines, which puts them sort of in the ballpark of a Jackal sniper in terms of danger. Then I had to dodge about 6 different snipers while still fighting elites. I have to scare a couple of the snipers, because when you get too close to them, they chicken out and drop their rifles. This makes them pretty easy to deal with. You can usually just walk past them. I make it through the next section. I end up triggering the gondola to leave, which spawns even more snipers! I have to kill the elites and carefully scare all of them while head glitching to keep them from seeing me. Head glitching is pretty much when you stick your head in cover, and then the Jackals just can't see you because your head is gone. Yeah, these are some actual ostrich tactics we're using. So after this, I'm kind of stuck. So I think, what if I just go back to the beginning? So I go back, I go forth, I go back and forth, and after a couple times, I realize I deloaded a couple of the enemies. Yeah, that's right. The Master Chief used his 4th dimensional powers to just bend reality to a point in time where the Jackals just don't exist. Eventually, I'm saved by a pelican. It lands with reinforcements and guns, and it mows down those birdless featherless birds without sniperless Jackals. Finally! Yeah, that took a while. I book it to the gondola and I'm pretty much home free. Yeah, that is until we reach the first tower. Yeah, I thought this would have killed the run right then and there. I run past the snipers and up to the top with regular Jackals below. I run past the snipers, which I can't kill, and run past the regular Jackals, which I also can't kill, and then the elevator comes up with even more Jackals. And don't forget there's drones everywhere too. I kind of just have to walk around a little bit, you know, just waiting for something to happen. Well, there is a skull, but I don't want to pick it up out of fear of making the situation even worse. So I sit around, and eventually a couple allies show up to help me. They don't do much. But hey, eventually I did get a run where I just said, hey, why don't I just run past all of them while my allies distract them? That worked, actually. Yeah. Once again, 2 Marines made the difference. They really got to stop sending me reinforcements. I keep doing this to people. Alright, let me lean in for this one. This is the part that people say is one of the hardest sections in all of Legendary Halo 2. It's a tunnel full of enemies. On the ground, there's honor guards, some of the most dangerous and highly skilled elite warriors ever. There's a relentless swarm of drones that can mow you down in half a second. At the end of the tunnel, oh, you just wait till we get there. Not to mention all of the Jackal snipers that I can't even touch. At first, I tried to sneak past, and I got spotted. I tried to fight my way through, I was overwhelmed. I tried running directly through the middle of the room, and it worked? What? Alright. I cleared that whole room in less than 5 minutes. Yeah, I ran past those hunters. Those hunters were useless. Alright. After that, it was a pretty smooth ride. I don't know why I keep saying that. It really wasn't. I made it out of the tunnels and onto dry land, and there were a few Jackals, but they were pretty skippable. Then I went on a second gondola ride. Pretty painful, but 0 Jackals, so who cares. Then there are only 2 Jackals in the main temple. I ran past them and later despawned them. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Regret took about a half hour to kill, but he's not the main attraction for today. You know, I'm just glad it's over. At some points, I did think that the challenge would be over, but I persevered. Once again, we can skip Sacred Icon and Quarantine Zone, which means we're 11 out of 15 done. With only 4 remaining, it can't be that bad, right?